Let's get into our fantasy football talk here, Maxie. We got two Hades three-headed dogs to talk about. That's where a flex-worthy player, not a quarterback, but a flex-worthy player gets into the end zone three times in one game. Big tutty parlay if you got it. First one we got to talk about this one. I'm a little frustrated to talk about this one, but it's New Orleans do everything guy Taysom Hill. Okay. They were playing the Browns. The Browns were coming off a bye. It didn't matter. Taysom Hill, we want to talk about how versatile Travis Hunter is. Taysom Hill, also very versatile. He played three positions on Sunday. He played quarterback. He threw two balls, completed one, 18 yards, and completed the other one to the other team. So he had an interception in this game, but we don't need to talk about that. I'm just trying to showcase the versatility of this young man. He played tight end. He had 8 catches for 50 yards on 10 targets. So he was
Whoa.
involved in the passing game. And out of the backfield, damn it, Vulture and Alvin Kamara, like he always does, he got 7 carries for 138 yards and 3 touchdowns. Max's touchdown runs were of 10 yards, 33 yards, and 75 yards.
Oh my goodness.
Taysom Hill, he has 6 rushing touchdowns on the season. He is tight end 12 in full PPR leagues on ESPN, 46.2% rostered. If he's out there, Max, are you going to get him? Noah Olave, Chris Olave, when is he coming back? Shaheed's out. Are you going to get Taysom Hill if he's out there and you need to tight end?
Snag him up. Snag him up. I wouldn't be surprised next week, Cole Breezy, if he gives you a goose. I would not be shocked. Okay, just saying, because this happens. This happens with Taysom Hill. He'll have 2 touchdowns in a game. Next game, he queefs. Okay,
Yeah.
so be aware of that. Make sure you have a different option. Hopefully, anyway. We know how bad the tight end position is, but Go Brazy, I swear you got the worst luck with Taysom Hill. You got the worst luck. You being an
Mm.
Alvin Kamara owner for years, and then I swear every single time that Taysom Hill does go off, it's against you. And that's what happened this past weekend, isn't it?
And of course, our buddy Bobby was the one who played him against me. So, got some good bragging rights on me there. George Kittle, Bobby had him, and he's flipped Taysom Hill in there. So, hell of a spot start for Bobby. And yeah, he kicked my ass. He kicked my ass this week. Our other Hades three-headed dog for the week, a late addition to the segment. Last night, Monday Night Football, Houston Texan Joe Mixon at the Dallas thinking Cowboys. The Dallas fucking Cowboys suck, man.
Below, below.
Suck.
How many times I said Cooper Rush sucks while watching that game? It was
Ugh.
countless, countless. I was like,
Ugh.
oh, dude, you suck. You
Ugh.
blow.
But Joe Mixon in this game against the Cowboys had 20 carries for 109 yards and 3 scores. He's the running back 1 in points per game. He missed those 3 games, so he's running back 7 on the season, but running back 1 in points per game. 5 straight games of 20 plus carries. Find me a running back, Max, that has 5 straight games of 20 plus carries. He is a he's getting the full workload there in Houston. Full bell cow. 10 touchdowns in his last 5 games. 10 touchdowns in his last 5 games. He's tied for third in the NFL in rushing touchdowns, even missing those 3 games. What do you think about Joe Mixon's performance here?
I think he's having the best season of his career. I think this is his best season.
That's
And
fair.
yeah, yeah. So good for Joe Mixon. I know a lot of people were probably starting to count him out because
Yep.
Cincinnati got rid of him, and there's a lot of speculation there. Like, oh, well, he must not have it anymore, right? He must not have it. Now, this guy still got it in an elite offense. Hey, Texans are still figuring it out. CJ Stroud might not be having the big year that I was expecting. I know you called it Cole Breezy, but they are running the ball like crazy, which they weren't able to do last year with Devin Dingleberry. So, so now
Devin
they got Joe Mixon,
Dingleberry.
and they're doing a great job. Good for Joe Mixon, and you better be starting him the rest of the season. That's all I got to say. It's no question, no question there.
Joe Mixon, a great pick in people's fantasy drafts. Cincinnati slept on him. I slept on him, Max. In our two keeper league, Joe Mixon, he went number 8 overall. I had the number 2 pick. I took Marvin Harrison Jr., man. I'd way much rather have Joe Mixon right now. You took Kenneth Walker ahead of Joe Mixon. Are you happy with that move, or if you had to do it over, would you go back to Joe Mixon?
You see, here is part of the reason I went with Kenneth Walker. Not only is he elite, he is a really good player,
He is.
and I still think he has time to catch up to Joe Mixon. But I'm also thinking keeper for next season. Kenneth Walker the
Age.
third is 23 years old. Joe Mixon's 29, going on 30.
I believe
Right?
so.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So
Yep.
you better believe Kenneth Walker is pretty soon to be locked as a keeper.
Ooh, really?
Pretty close.
breaking-
Pretty
little-
close.
Should I put the breaking news drop in for that one?